Word. Oh, that's not the image I need. Lovely cats. There we go. Right, I'm going to go to the left here. I'm going to take a custom shape tool, which is just one way of doing it. At the top, I've used this cog here to go to all and then append. I'll just cancel that. So when I've seen them all, just append that. Going down, there's a triangle. Then, alright, if you got the crosshair and you click, it'll come up with something like this saying it would put a custom shape there, which is the triangle, but I'm going to use the shift key just to click and drag. Now there are many ways of doing this. Back to the move tool just to move this triangle. After a little bit of trial and error, I decided a good working process was to create one triangle and then use the Alt key while the move tool is selected and click and drag, so it duplicates the shape. So I've got shape 1 copy, and I want to make one large triangle based on these smaller ones. Nearly there. One more. Okay. Now that's pretty much nearly done now. I'm going to duplicate one more. I'm then going to double click on the thumbnail for this shape and change its colour. Command T, right click, flip vertical. Just apply that, and I'm going to fill in the gaps. So copy, 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 copy. I think that maybe needs to go up, or this needs to come down. Just moving these down by a couple of pixels. It's more or less right. Anyway, I'm not going to faff around. If you just take a little bit of time, you should get it so it's all symmetrical. And that's my shape, or that's the shape I'm going to work with. The next thing to do is to make copies of the background layer that correspond to these shapes. Again, various ways of doing this. If I start with shape 1 and then I use the command or control on the PC, hold command down, click on the layer thumbnail, you'll see around the finger that points there is the dotted marquee selection tool. So click, and that loads the layer as a selection. Click on the background layer and then duplicate it. I'm going to use Command J, Control J on a PC, which is layer new via copy. So it's a copy, and I'm not going to cut that out of the background. So Command J. Let's just turn off shape 1. Layer 1 is selected, and you'll see that I've made a copy of that shape. If I turn it back on, it's covered. Now I'm just going to do the same thing. I mean, you don't have to do it with every one of them. Let's just say I'm on auto select here, so I click on this shape, that's selected, load it, click on the background, Command J. I could bring this up so it's on top. When I can see it, I can make a decision about repositioning it. Again, it's just underneath these, so bring that to the top. You know, and I can turn these off at any point. Turn them back on. I'm only keeping them there. Some of them I might just delete them. That one there, we know. I haven't copied that one actually. Let's do that. So Command Copy on the background. Command J, layer via copy. Go back to the shape. Delete the shape. You know, and then I can move that copy to a different position. I'm going to bring this to the top and then reposition. Let's put them up there. One problem is this would leave me with a a complete gap here, and I don't, at the moment I don't want something that's completely empty. So I could look for a shape where I'm going to copy and put something else there. So that I bring that down there. Double click it. So double click in the thumbnail, and then I'm going to go into the document and pick a colour that's inside there. You notice that if I go here, I could pick a colour that exists. Let's go for that. Say OK. So I might keep some of these shapes, and also I might change the layer blending mode of some of these shapes. So I've got a mixture of shape and the graphical shape that I've cut out from the background layer. Again, here there's a colour behind that, isn't there? So again, I don't really need that shape if I'm going to keep that in its place. Okay, let's put that back. So this one, I might delete that. So I don't want a million of them shapes, but that's the general idea. This shape I probably wouldn't change the layer blending mode at the moment, but you'll notice that because there's a coloured shape behind it, the layer blending mode will interact with that. So again, I don't know. I might cycle through them and just see what some of them look like. There's potential that it could work, but it might be a nightmare. Anyway, that is it. I'm going to finish there. Hopefully that gives you enough idea to realise what you need to do if you're going to copy from a background layer and use a graphical element, graphical shape. Remember, I used one small shape and I duplicated it to create a bigger geometrical shape triangle. K.